John Mueller, and this is my wife, Margaret, or Margie Mueller. We are 35-year residents of Calabasas. I'm on the Calabasas Planning Commission, which I think I've been on for at least 15 years. And we want to give you all a tour of what we've done in our yard to make it as drought tolerant and as California native as possible. So this is our front yard, and some of these are California natives. A lot of them are California natives, including this huge shrub. You'll see two of them here, and there's one on the other side. And this is called California lilac, which is also known as ceanothus. And if you hike through the Santa Monica Mountains, you'll see this all over. This is what is blue in the spring or sometimes white. This is called a Yankee Point. And this is amazing because this is at least 25 years old, and they're normally not supposed to live that long. But for some reason, it likes it here. Now, I want to be clear, we've lost native plants too. They don't always survive. You're going to lose about 10, 15% that just don't like where they are or don't like the water that they get or the sun that they get. These, however, have done very well. So many years ago, Margie started to get interested more in true California natives. And there's a foundation that we're members of and we like to visit called the Theodore Payne Foundation. And this little poppy on my hat is their symbol. It's California poppy. And in our yard are many different manzanitas. Manzanita is a beautiful California native. Manzanita stands for the Spanish term, means in English little apples. And so these manzanitas here, these are two different kinds, and they will produce a little bloom that looks like a little apple. It's not an apple, but it's a bloom. And so we're experimenting. The jury's out on whether these are both going to survive or flourish. The idea is to fill all this in. These will become little trees and kind of block this wall. And you can see that's a Louis Edmond and that's a Howard McMinn, and there's all kinds of varieties. This little guy you're filming now is what those two big bushes looked like 25 years ago. They started like that.
Yeah, and also something everyone should know about is anytime you have a new planting, including with California natives, at first they need to be established and they need to get a little more water. But one nice thing about the California natives is typically for most of them, they need water in the fall and winter and into the spring when it's cool, but when it's really hot, you're not supposed to water them.
So it's counterintuitive. You think, well, I better dump water on this in the summer when it's 105. The wrong time to do it. You can hurt it.
That can kill them.
You can actually kill them. So that's the good news, is that we will be using less water during the hottest part of the year. Margie, you want to talk about the mallow?
This is my favorite. I was hoping we could get a little more color in the area, but this, as we explained, the melaleuca roots are very shallow, so you couldn't really dig into the soil. We could only use pots, so we just thought, well, let's experiment and buy a native plant that flowers and see how it does. This is an apricot mallow, and you can tell how colorful it is. This was only a 1-gallon plant that we planted just a few months ago, and it just almost immediately started blooming.
It was probably most 12 inches high, and it was $8 at a California native nursery in Moore
Park.
Yeah, and so you can see it does like it there, and it does like growing in a pot.